face change for Marvel Spider-Man 2 has bothered a lot of people, and admittedly at first, I was one of those people. It stirred quite a lot of controversy in the fandom, and to this day, people are debating whether it was actually a good thing or a bad thing, with creators alike, with fans saying that Ben Jordan, the new face model, isn't as compelling as the old one, John Bubniack. Either way, was the change really worth it? Let's find out. But I think first we need to understand the reason as to why they changed the face model in the first place. And no, it wasn't just to annoy fans. They initially changed the face from, as we mentioned, John Bubniack to Ben Jordan, and they did this for two main reasons that have been stated and confirmed by Insomniac and the developers themselves. The first reason was that Ben Jordan apparently had a face that fit Yuri Lowenthal's voice acting better. Yuri Lowenthal actually came out and confirmed this himself. He even said that he apologized for the inconvenience that it caused the fans. I thought that was really funny, but you know, Yuri Lowenthal's so sweet, man. And the second and less talked about reason is due to the new graphical changes that the PlayStation 5 has. Ben Jordan's face converts to the PS5 better than John Bubniack's would, or at least that's what the developers are saying. There were other rumored reasonings as to why they changed the face. Some of the rumors included people saying that Insomniac had a falling out with John Bubniack, and basically just a bunch of BS that fans are making up so they can cause drama in the community. Because I don't believe any of that. I do believe that the face change was done for those specific reasons. At this point in time, the face change is purely down to performance and the voice actor, which you'd think in the long run would pay dividends to the fans, right? Because the actor that we're going to see in Marvel Spider-Man 2 is going to have a fantastic performance, and the face is going to fit the graphical changes on the PS5. So basically, Peter in Marvel Spider-Man 2 is going to be really close to perfection, providing a better and more compelling visual experience for the fans, which would then obviously in turn mean a far better story. It would be that simple, and you think fans would accept that. But we're Spider-Man fans, so we don't. The counter-argument from the fans when the face was announced for the remaster, PC release, and Miles Morales was outrage. The main complaint from the fans alike, including myself, is that we had become too attached to the original face in the first game. We were narratively devoted to John Bubniack's face when it came to this universe's version of Spider-Man. That is totally understandable. Imagine if halfway through a Spider-Man film franchise, they just recasted the main actor. That type of thing was commonplace about 50 years ago with the likes of James Bond, but in a current day and age where continuity and consistency through film franchises is commonplace, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, recasting a main actor halfway through a story is a literal sin. Phenomena actually almost happened during the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films. If you guys remember, Tobey Maguire actually suffered a back problem just before Spider-Man 2 went into production, meaning that he almost couldn't play the role of Peter Parker for the sequel. And ironically, Jake Gyllenhaal was actually the man who was going to fill his boots if Tobey Maguire was deemed too unfit to play the role. Which is actually quite weird if you think about it, because he plays Mysterio, so yeah. So not only is continuity and consistency a problem for the fans, since we have grew attached to the Bubniack model, fans were also stating that because Jordan's face wasn't originally designed to be in the game, the facial expressions and performances just didn't serve the scenes emotionally the same way Bubniack's did. And as you can see with this visual comparison on the screen right now, there definitely is a difference in performance and quality when it comes to the acting and facial expressions from both models. And this is obvious, right? Because John Bubniack's face was designed for the first game. So obviously Ben Jordan coming in and replacing him means that things are going to be a little bit weird. Initially, the game was not designed around Ben Jordan. Therefore, he is going to look a little out of place and maybe even disproportionate in the role in some scenes. And apart from the Puddles incident, if you guys remember that saga, that was really, really weird. This is actually the first big backlash we have gotten from Insomniac's Spider-Man. But just over a year later, we've got gameplay trailers and first looks, plenty of new angles from Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and they all show Peter's new face in a very detailed way. So what do the fans think now? Have we gotten over it? Well, you see, this is actually where it gets really, really interesting. I think in general, most fans, including myself, jumped the gun on the new face model, because judging from the story trailer for the sequel, Ben Jordan's performance and face fixes a lot of the issues that people had with the remaster when Ben Jordan first initially came into the franchise. One of the main complaints, like we already discussed, was that we are narratively attached to John Bubniack's face, and that when Ben Jordan came in, he looked completely out of place in the game. However, in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, in my opinion at least, Ben Jordan looks right at home here. In fact, he looks that much at home that I could not imagine John Bubniack's face in this game whatsoever. And I think with that, I have firmly gotten used to the new face. And whilst filming for this video was actually going on, Yuri Lowenthal actually came out and mentioned about the new face change, saying that people should get over it. And I thought this was really funny because this came out while I was planning and filming this video. So yeah, you don't want to take it from me, take it from Yuri Lowenthal. I think the graphical changes of the PlayStation 5 and the way that Marvel's Spider-Man 2 looks in comparison to the first game, Miles Morales, and the remaster, I think proves why a new face model was in order. It proves that Insomniac wouldn't do it for nothing, because I do think that Ben Jordan's face looks absolutely amazing in the shots and the trailers and all the gameplay that we have seen so far. So to answer the question of this video, was the new face model worth it? I'm going to say yes. It's clear that Insomniac know what they're doing, like I mentioned, and this was definitely the right choice. They brought Ben Jordan on board for Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and it's clear by the quality of the new face model in the game that that was the right choice. Personally, I think we should just all get over it. By the time that Insomniac finished with the Marvel Spider-Man franchise, presumably in Marvel Spider-Man 3, Ben Jordan will have been Spider-Man for over twice as long as John Bubniack did. So the one main complaint that fans still have about being narratively attached to Bubniack's face, I think by the end of the second game and going into the third game and maybe even some spin-off in the future, Ben Jordan is going to have been Spider-Man for so much longer than John Bubniack. But I don't think you have to panic about being narratively disconnected come the third game. And yeah, it's annoying. We played the first game with John Bubniack and some of us even grew up with the first game, right? But at the end of the day, Ben Jordan is Spider-Man here to stay. And like I said, graphically, it makes sense why they changed it. I think by the end of the second game, we are going to be all comfortable with the new look for Peter Parker. With that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to like on it, and also make sure to subscribe if you are new around here. That would really help the channel out. Also, we're on the road to 50,000 subscribers, so if you could subscribe, that would be absolutely awesome. We post Spider-Man content every single week, twice a week, Wednesday and Saturday. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, and peace. Oh my god. One of the main complaints, like we already discussed, was that Ben Jordan's face just... One of the main complaints, like we already discussed, is that we were narratively attached... Oh my god. One of the main complaints, like we... My god, we gonna get this done or not?